Good morning. It is December 26, 2020, and this is probably going to be the last garden tour of 2020. And I'm in Zone 9A in Northeast Florida, and we are starting seeds now for the spring garden. So I just want to show you what seeds that we're starting. We actually started back probably on the 16th is when I started doing seeds, and actually on November 6th looks like, and November 11th I have some deal that I started from seed. And then this is some white Vienna kohlrabi, more kohlrabi. Got some Rutgers tomatoes and some determinate Roma tomatoes. And then here in the last couple of days I have started some seeds from House Tools, some Savannah mustard, first time trying that, some of the Sun Angel spinach right here, and some of their Quick Star kohlrabi, which these all germinated super fast. I have some tasty green cucumbers that are trying to start germinating. I've got the graffiti cauliflower, some green dragon cucumbers that haven't come up yet, and also some celebration tomatoes. And I don't remember what was in here that I started. I believe it's some Chef's Choice tomatoes from House Tools. And then up here I actually bought this container from Lowe's, this of all these started asparagus, and there's probably 100 or more baby asparagus plants, and I've been repotting them out to start rooting. I'm gonna need to start a new asparagus bed, but I only paid like $3.98 for all these asparagus plants, which, even though waiting an extra year, to me is a really good deal. So on the 20th I started all these seeds here, and these are ones that I saved from last year or purchased from last year. And I've got some purple beauty bell peppers, some Juliet tomatoes, orange habaneros, snapdragons, pansies, marigolds, some Wolverine tomatoes, amethyst eggplants from seeds that I saved, and then the Dr. Witchy's, the Kellogg's breakfast tomatoes are also from ones that I saved from last year, of the ones that I grew. And then yesterday, or on Christmas Eve actually, I started some large red bell peppers, large orange bell peppers, and those are from ones that I saved seeds from. And also with the Scotch bonnets, Marconi reds, and then I have a couple flowers, the canary or the mixed verbena flowers, and sweet alyssums. And then I have some more of the Chef's Choice orange tomatoes from House Tools, their canary tomato as well, and some Jimmy Nardello peppers. And then down here, also more that I started on Christmas Eve, Napa Chardonnay, Celebration tomatoes, Xanadu green tomatoes, Star of Moscow tomatoes, and then some peppers, some ancho chilies, long or jalapenos, sweet bananas, and some long skinny eggplants. And then some more peppers, Santa Fe Grande pepper, Mad Hatter's, Orange de Toro, San Marzano, large store Roma tomato, and a datil pepper. So that's the seeds that I've started so far. And then down here in this basket is more seeds that I'm going to start direct sow in the garden. I'm going to do some green arrow peas and some little marvel peas. And then I have a couple more broccoli starts down here. This is the premium crop that I picked up from my local feed store. So that's what's going on with the greenhouse today. I'll show you my citrus trees that I have growing in my little walkway here. I just started changing out my plants to some more cold hardy flowers because all my summer flowers are dying back. But these are jasmine right here. And then this is a hibiscus plant that I've had for a few years now that is kind of dying back a little bit. We had our hard freeze last night. And then this is some happy parsley that's growing flat leaf. And then this little tree here is my Persian lime that my neighbor got for me. And it's the first time I've had a Persian lime. I've had key limes for the last few years, but not a Persian lime. So I'm excited about this guy. And on the bottom I just have some strawberries and sage understoried in that container. And then going over here is a Meyer lemon tree that my husband bought for me for Mother's Day. And it has, I'm going to fertilize it today again, but with some fish and kelp, if it'll focus. But it has little limes all over it, or I'm sorry, little Meyer lemons all over it. And when I got it, it only had one, but now it's doing a flush of more fruit since I repotted it and fertilized it. And I'm not sure what kind of flowers that I have planted down here, but I have some rosemary in the pot there. But these flowers apparently are a little bit more cold hardy, and they're being sheltered a little bit by my house. And then in this pot I had a canna lily, which obviously didn't survive the frost. I've got some more of this flower that I don't remember what it is. If it blooms, I'll know what it is. But this is some cilantro that I have growing in here. And then this plant here I bought almost a year ago now, but it's a Meyer lemon, and it also has a key lime grafted onto it. So it has two different trees in one tree, and I've actually just started harvesting some of these Meyer lemons. They're ready, and I made some lemon meringue pie with them, and it was so delicious, and the lemons were so sweet. It's the first time I've ever actually got fruit off of a Meyer lemon or had a Meyer lemon. This is the first one I got, so really happy with that guy. So I'll go ahead and take you out to the garden and show you what I planted out there. For Christmas I got a garden scooter, which I'm really excited about. I've been wanting one for a while for sowing and weeding and planting seeds so that I can just roll and not have to squat or kneel down. And my son got that for me, so I'm super excited to use that today. I'm going to be planting out those sweet peas, the little marvels, and the green arrow peas. But we did have a little storm on Christmas Eve night, so there's a little bit of debris going here. But I've been clearing out these beds and planting new and getting ready to plant out my spring crops. Going to do a little bit of reorganizing. My intention is for this bed here to break it apart and do 2 narrow beds with a walkway in between and redo it in metal because the wood is rotting and it's hard to reach the sides of this. This is probably a 5x6 bed here. But I have actually on Christmas Eve I sowed some turnips and some Detroit beets in here, and then we'll just go this way, still clearing out these. This is the last of my South Anna butternut squash that I got from Hostels. I planted it in the fall, and I got a bunch of probably 4 or 5 squash off of it, and then I got another one right before this hard freeze came. And you can see I got a lot of debris to clean up this morning while I'm working in the garden. I plan on working out here pretty much most of the day. But I have some cabbage collards here. And then in here I got the Bonnie hybrid, the Bonnie's Best hybrid cabbage, green cabbage. Another of the cabbage collard there. And then I have some broccoli interplanted there. And then these little guys right here are just some more of the broccoli, and the variety is some more of the premium crop. And then these red lettuce, or red cabbages, I have here. I planted these back in November, and they are just called the Ruby Perfection. And then right here I have some butter crunch and some gourmet blend and a couple of red romaine. And then here's my chives. They were kind of beat down by the frost, the hard freeze, but they always come back. I've had that same chives growing in that pot for 7 years now. And then over here we got some more debris from the trees from the storm, and some more of those green cabbages, the Bonnie's Best. And then I have some peppers growing here, which I was meant to cover them up before the hard freeze, but I think I'm still going to be able to save this one, but the rest of them are pretty much done. And then over here they're all laying down because of the storm, but once I water them, they'll pick back up. But this is my broccoli bed, and I want to see if I can find a tag that says what kind of broccoli. Green Magic Hybrid. So this is the same variety that I grew last year, and they did really well here. And then down here I have some butter crunch lettuce. These are all transplants that I bought from Lowe's. And then in this bed here today, I'm going to clear this out and put the sweet peas, the sweet shelling peas in here. And then I have some habanero peppers and ghost peppers right here. And then I don't have anything in this bed yet. In here I actually planted some, and they're just now starting to come up. These are just mixed potatoes that I saved seed potatoes from that I grew last spring. So I've got some in here and some in here. I have a few more in the greenhouse that I can plant out, but I want to plant this whole row with potatoes. And I may even just plant this box and then, somewhere else plant them all. I haven't really decided exactly how I'm going to do it. I may just plant this whole row here in patty pan squash, and then use these boxes for potatoes. And I also plan on doing the grow bags with the potatoes because I did great with those last year. So I'm just waiting for the potatoes to come in at the store so I can purchase some more. And then here the storm blew off my row cover, but I have some tomatoes, and these are the Better Boy hybrids. These are starts that I got from the store. And a few of them, even though they got exposed to the frost, they're still covered enough that they're making it. So I'll have a few tomato plants that I'm going to be babying so that I can get some tomatoes as early as possible. So that's my tomato bed right there. And then nothing planted in here yet. I would really like this year to build this out with metal and take these away and build a tiered bed, like taller in the back, and then another shorter one in front of it, and grow like that, and then move these somewhere else. And then here's my berry bed. So my berries are doing good. All my blueberries, I planted 3 bushes here in the late spring. They're still going strong. And I've got 3 blackberry plants growing here, here, and here. And then right here is my raspberry plant. So you can see this blackberry plant is starting to vine everywhere. And as soon as it gets to be closer to spring, I'm going to fertilize everything with some ammonium sulfate. And these beds are empty. This is where I grew my acorn squash last year here, patty pan squash here, the dwarf Peter Pan variety, which I'm going to grow again. I already have seeds, but I may just grow those. I also have some yellow and white patty pan bush variety coming from MI Gardener. And then I'm not sure what will end up going in this big bed here this year. So this bed here got planted. So I planted purple onions in this little spot last year and they did good. I just planted out some Vidalia onions in there, and then half of this bed is Vidalia onions and the other half is some purple onion from the feed store. And I still have half a bunch of those that I'm going to be planting out in that tire. I mean, not the tire, but that barrel over there. And this bed still got to be cleaned out. And over here, all of my tires that I had planted tomatoes in have not. This is the one section, this back corner, I haven't been able to clean out yet. But in spite of that, I still have a bunch of Mad Hatter peppers growing that I planted in here. And this was sheltered by these oak trees, so the frost did not hurt it. So I will be leaving these here and possibly putting some more in here with them, but fertilizing them and pouring some more soil in there and getting them all straightened out and and propped up. So even in the dead of winter and the hard freeze, somewhere in the garden is always something that's still growing and still going, even if it's been neglected. And then in this pot, there's nothing left in here except for some chocolate mint, which I have growing everywhere. And then here's some more flowers. I don't remember what kind of flower that was, but it's not being affected by the freeze. So I'll be fertilizing it so it can start producing more flowers for the bees. And then this section over here in this quadrant of the garden has been planted some. These are sugar snap peas. And then I planted some more sugar snap peas in here 2 days ago. This is still empty. Also on Christmas Eve, we planted some of the gold nugget carrots from Hoss Tools, and these are the pelleted seed. So I'm really excited about seeing how those do. And back here in my file cabinets, I've got some red romaine growing here. And then these other three, I have some white cauliflower, some more sugar snap peas, and here is, I planted some Danvers carrots and only half of them came up. So I planted some more, replanted this a couple of days ago with those ultimate hybrids. And then in this little guy right here, this is a sage plant that has still hung on in a flower, some kind of salvia. And then I have some lacinato kale and some red Russian lettuce. And in this bed, I planted out some more of that red cabbage called Ruby Perfection, which I haven't planted Ruby Perfection before. So I am looking forward to seeing how that does here in this shaded area. And that is all that I have right now. I've got to clean out all my bean beds. I want to do some upgrading and moving around, cleaning out these beds here and these beds here. This is my asparagus bed. There's a few of them that have come up, and that's my little Satsuma tree. And then back there is my key lime tree that I've had for about 4 or 5 years now. So that's what we got going on December 26th for the garden. Talk to you soon.